All right, welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies inspired it. But today on the show, we're not doing that. Today is a special episode because longtime listeners of the show know that whenever I put out a new album, I end up doing a commentary track talking about the behind the scenes of the album and what went into making it and the stories behind some of the songs. And that's what I'm doing today, but it's for a very special album. It's one that's been in the works for like 15 years. This is a novelty album of songs about my dogs and cats, and in some cases sung by them, called the Pup Pups. And I've been talking about this thing for so long, and quite frankly, I almost can't believe that it's real and that it is now out and available to stream on Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. The limited edition CD there's a box of them on the way to me right now, so I can start shipping them out to everyone who pre-ordered, and hopefully you'll consider buying a copy as well. And this thing is real. It's out there, and I'm going to play for you a live commentary track along with all the songs on the album here. So that's coming up in a second. Before we get to it, I do want to remind you, as always, to make sure you're subscribed to Piecing It Together wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow us on social media at PiecingPod. You could also follow my music on Instagram at Music by David Rosen and on Twitter at by David Rosen. And we got a lot more Piecing It Together coming up. We're this coming week going to be doing the top 10 in the middle of the year so far roundup, which will be fun with Josh Bell. And then also, of course, every month we do our trailers roundup. We'll be doing that with Jason Harris, both of those guys from Awesome Movie Year. And then we will get into more Piecing It Together. We got a lot of episodes on the way. We've got The Flash, we've got Asteroid City, we've got a live show coming up on Oppenheimer. We got a whole bunch of Piecing It Together on the way. So make sure you're subscribed. And with that said, let's listen to the Pup Pups. All right, here we go. It's been 15 years that I am waiting to do what I'm about to do right now. Is it 15 years? Yeah, basically Harvey's 15 and a half. And I'd say that I started some of these songs when he was just a little baby puppy. So yeah, I guess 15 years we've been waiting for the Pup Pups album to be a reality, and it's finally here. The album comes out June 30th, and this is going to be an album commentary track. I'm going to talk over some of the songs, tell some behind-the-scenes stories while Harvey sleeps and snores behind me. Hopefully that doesn't pick up on the mic. Actually, hopefully it does pick up on the mic. That would be awesome. But let's see. What do I have to say before I get into the first song here? The album, it's called Who Wants Din Din, which of course is, a reference to all these animals' obsession with food and how excited they get every time it was time for Din Din. There was originally going to be a song, Who Wants Din Din, but it's basically just a ripoff of I Want Candy, but, I didn't want to deal with that, so I left that off the album. There's a few tracks that I left off the album, a few little songs I sing around the house, but maybe they'll end up on a little, bonus track compilation one of these days, or I'll put out some singles. I don't know, we'll see. There actually is one single that is definitely on the way, another song about Millie Moo, called Itzada Millie Musi, that was recorded live at Third Man Studios, and I'll put that out in like a month or two as a single. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just get into the album, right? You've been waiting long enough. Let's listen to Who Wants Din Din, the debut album by the Pup Pups, starting off with Gimme Back That Toy Again. Got a ball, got a rope, got a stick, got a toy. So Harvey is obviously a wild man and is obsessed with his toys, especially his green tennis ball. Tell me, mommy, can you really even blame me? It's clear to see that I am just a little baby. I'm sorry. He's so cute, and when he was a puppy, like all through his life, really. And nowadays we have to kind of keep him calmed down because of his heart issues and all that stuff. Although he's doing great. Remember, he's doing great. But yeah, he's just such a wild dog when it comes to his toys. My favorite toy's that little green tennis ball. His favorite toy is his green tennis ball, but his second favorite toy is probably Mr. Frog, which there's been various renditions of Mr. Frog over the years. And actually, now that I think about it, Mr. Frog doesn't end up on this album at all. I should probably do like a bonus song about Mr. Frog. I should probably talk about the actual music. Like, you know, this song's supposed to be like, you know, garage rock kind of thing. Like, kind of like the Hives, I feel like, with this song. And every song's a little different. I don't know why, but this breakdown that's coming up, it was just the most difficult thing I've ever had to record, I think.
I'm real sorry that those toys got all chewed up. I know you spent a lot of money on those, and well, you know, I didn't mean for them to end up that way. You know what? Tell you the truth, it wasn't even me, it was Sadie. Right, Sadie?
Yeah, it was me.
So would you give me back that toy again?
I must have like gone through 1,000 renditions of that breakdown. I don't know why it was so... In my head, it was like the simplest thing, but... Obviously, with this album taking 15 years, the whole album was the most difficult thing for me. It was just, none of this is really in my wheelhouse, but it's all songs that just kind of came to me to make happen. And so it was just sheer will and force to get these out of my head and onto a guitar and out of my mouth. So the next song is Another Me, which is sung by Sadie Pup.
Sorry that I didn't sleep in bed last night. I'm sorry that I didn't do the things you said. I'm sorry that I went and stole some of your
It's honestly hard to listen to this song because she's just the best, and she passed away a few years ago. And
when you're yelling at me.
when I wrote this song, you know, she was a puppy, and it wasn't fully written. It was just the main chorus and a few of the lines and just the general idea. But when I finally recorded the song, she was still in perfect health, and it was, I don't know, it was like weeks later that she got sick and quickly went downhill from there. And so obviously the lyrics took on all new meaning.
Sorry that you couldn't find things you need.
Sadie was a silly, white, fluffy cockapoo, and she loved my socks.
But when you yelled at me, I peed and peed and peed.
She peed a lot.
And I wish you'd just given me hugs and kisses instead.
There's so many different styles represented on this album, which is part of what I loved about making it.
Smell like you.
This song, when I first wrote it, it kind of sounded like Uncle Kracker or something like that. I don't even know Uncle Kracker's music, but I think he had this one big hit, and it was kind of like that. I forget what that song's called, though. I had to stop myself from adding like a dozen Sadie laughs to this song because she's just so cute when she laughs. I think part of the reason the Pup Pups album took so long is because I was trying to figure out how to play this song. The chords just would not translate from my head to a guitar. I was originally going to have Sadie say, "Take it away, Dad," during this part, like it's like a, I don't know, like a jam band thing or something. And then she'd say, "No, not the sock." I thought it would be cute, but I decided to leave it just instrumental.
Well, your 12-pack of socks is now down to 3, but you'll miss them less than you'll miss me. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, one day you'll see. You can find more.
World's best dog.
Find another way.
There's never been a dog as great as Sadie Pup.
Find more socks, but you'll never find another way. You can find more socks, but you'll never
But yeah, I don't know. This is a simple song chord-wise, but it just wasn't working for years and years. I would just pick up the guitar every few weeks and try to get this thing down, and it was never working. And then one day it just worked. I think it was around 2018, probably, that I finally got this thing recorded, even though the chorus is something I wrote in 2008, probably. And then, like I said, Sadie got sick after I recorded it, and so the album went on hold for a few more years.
never find another way.
The next song is another Sadie song called I'm in Trouble. And this was actually, I don't think I had this one in mind for years. I think I came up with this when I got back to recording new Pup Pup songs in 2018. This is a real rocker, this one.
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble again.
Sadie was so cute and so sweet and so funny, but so bad.
'Cause I never learned I'm in trouble. This time I really messed up, but it's not my fault. I'm just a cute little pup.
I love that opening line. This time I really messed up.
I'm gonna get you
She's just so
from my mom and my dad. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble again.
One of the funny things about this album is just how upbeat it is. And with my own music, my David Rosen music, I have so much trouble making upbeat. Every track ends up dark and depressing.
I'm in trouble again.
I feel like this song is the most like music that I listen to. This reminds me of a lot of the the artists and bands that I actually listen to regularly. Versus even like my music on my David Rosen album.
It's true, I always get in trouble, no man.
I thought about making a major change up for this verse, like just drum and bass, but I just decided not to. Risked it all is something that was a big Sadie thing. She was gonna risk it all to either get someone's food or just do whatever it was, just something bad.
Cause I never learned I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble.
That guitar lead, it is such a mess if you were to solo it out, but it just works so well when it's mixed in with the song. I'm not a good guitar player, guys. All right, next up is Waka Waka, which is a duet between Harvey and me. Of course, all about how awesome going on a walk is. I don't know, what's this, power pop? I don't know, like Weezer-ish or something like that.
We're going on a waka waka.
This was originally just going to be Harvey, but there were a couple of lines that just did not sound right in his voice, so I started trying them in my own voice, and then I was like, maybe I'll just go back and forth.
A really good dog.
So I think that you should get to go for a walk.
I'm gonna pee on some trees. I'm gonna poop on a leash. And
I feel like this is the most catchy song on the album. I find myself humming or singing it all the time.
Cause you're a really good dog.
I'm gonna make some friends and sniff their butts.
This is another one that really the recordings happened around 2018 or so. And yeah, I mean, it was a very productive time for the Pup Pups. I think I had recorded some songs, you know, back in 2008, 2009. And then it all just kind of sat. Well, I just kept trying, but nothing coming out over the years. And then in 2018, I think like 6 or 7 of these songs, at least, all just started like flooding out.
Like every day.
And I know what you mean when you say W-A-L-K.
I'm sure all your dogs know what W-A-L-K means, or R-I-D-E, or T-R-E-A-T.
We're gonna walk in the park cause you're a really good dog.
I'm gonna make some friends.
I'm just picturing movie fans who listen to Piecing It Together finding this in their feed and what the hell they're thinking. But I've done over 300 episodes, you know. They can deal with this for one episode, I think. So Harvey gets an actual toy solo here coming up. I actually recorded him squeaking his toy to the beat.
Toy solo!
What other dog could say they had a toy solo on a rock record? Harvey's the best. He's out cold right behind me right now. For my vocals, I played with so many different sounds. I was like singing it like a country guy and all kinds of stuff. Such a ridiculous song. This next one that's coming up is called Little Dog. I kept this one secret from Gina for years because this is another 2018 song. And she didn't hear it until just, a couple weeks ago.
I will not bite, I will not scratch, but I will kick your booty, yes, and
I think it was a Fleet Foxes song I heard, and I don't even know what the song is. One day I'll have to go listen to them and figure it out, but it was a song that kind of sounded a little bit like this, but I just started singing I Kick Butt of a Little Dog because kicking butt is a big thing around our household. Kick butt can mean a lot of things, but mostly it means torturing our dogs, driving them nuts. And this guitar, it sounds pretty smooth, but my God, it is the most patchwork recording you've ever heard in your life if you looked at the waveforms. Stupid overdubs in the background. Perfect fade outs, just came out so good. That's stupid. The deep voices in the background, I wanted them in for the whole song because I love them so much, but you got to know when to, just add little bits of seasoning here and there. You can't have it on every single one. All right, so now we get into cat songs. Originally, I was going to have a skit track with me and Harvey talking about doing some songs for the cats, but I decided to leave the skits off the album. But this is called Muffin Maker, and it's about our cat, Lily Bear.
Why don't you make me something? Come on.
This is one of the coolest songs on the album. It's ridiculous how good this came out, and I was originally not going to do a song about the cats. I had the Phoenix song that's coming up later, but that was the only cat song that was going to be on the Pup Pups when I first came up with the idea. And this one just came out of nowhere, and it's probably my favorite song on the album.
So why don't you come on over here and just make a batch for me? Hey there, little
It
kid.
started off as like a White Stripes thing, and you'll see it changes up in the middle for no good reason.
Hey there, little kid.
Lily Bear is no longer with us either, but her favorite thing in the world was sitting on my chest and just making muffins, so of course that's what her song had to be about. This is supposed to be a dog album mostly, but the cat songs ended up being some of the best songs on the album. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. It's also probably my best guitar playing ever. Oh God, and then we got Sink Cat. I have another Trudy song that I'm going to eventually record. Like I said, maybe it'll be a follow-up to the Pup Pups album, but for now, this is Trudy's song.
Sitting on the stairs.
Trudy, who loves sitting
over there. Sitting on the box. Sitting on the table.
Definitely one of the most catchy songs I've ever made. Of any of my music.
Sitting on the bed.
This song rules, honestly. I love this song. When I, like I said, did a whole bunch in 2018 and then into 2019 and then kind of let it stop because Sadie got sick. I was still listening to this song just over and over again until this past year when I finally finished the album. This is one of my most listened to songs of any music of the last few years. I just love it.
Sitting in the hall, sitting on a box, or sitting on a ball.
So dumb.
In front of the TV, sitting anywhere that little cat she please. You're sitting on the bed or sitting on my
Those cowbells in there.
Even when her daddy just said that she shouldn't sit there, but she just gives me a wink. And you know that her favorite place to sit is the sink, 'cause she's a sink cat. Sink cat. What you doing, little sink cat?
Of course, these deep voices are inspired by Adam Driver and Inside Llewyn Davis.
Sink cat. Sink cat. What you doing, little sink cat?
What you doing, little sink cat?
Sink cat. Well, look at that sink cat.
Well, look at that sink cat. I think that's Gina's favorite line on the whole album. So our little kitten Millie, who's of course 2.5 now, but she's still basically a kitten. She's just a total menace, driving everyone nuts.
That kitten running around, that kitten is a baby, that kitten running around, we never know where.
The only way to figure out where the hell she was to put a collar on her and so we could hear the jingle jangle. And that's what this song is about. And that really is her with her collar on. I'm shaking her like a tambourine or something. And at the end of the song, you can hear her meow from me shaking her. She loves it, don't worry.
Upstairs, that kitten in the kitchen, that kitten on the sofa, that kitten on a mission to drive us all crazy.
That transition right there is probably my favorite thing on the whole album. Another of my favorite songs on this album. This song. Here comes Millie. Listen close. There she was. So this song is called Headbutts, in parentheses, New Cat. It's about our newest cat, Niyaguri. She's a very nice lady, so I wanted it to be a very nice, sweet song. And she does love to give me headbutts, and that's how I knew she loves me. This is like just the most pure pop song on the album.
New cat in a brand new house. New cat in a brand new home. Wondering if that new cat loves me. Then she bumps her head into my nose. I think that new cat.
This song is so ridiculously sweet. It's obnoxious, and I love it.
I think that new cat loves me. The new cat gave me headbutts. Come on.
And it gets really weird in the end. That was always my idea. Just this really sweet song that gets a little bit weird and deranged in the end.
I think that new cat loved me. The new cat gave me headbutts. Come on.
One of the nice things about novelty songs is, like that last one, Jingle Jangle, and this one, like, they can be short. You get in, you get out, you get the idea, and then you just, song's done. You don't need long songs. I think the longest song on this album is like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but most of them are around 2 minutes, which is great.
Cat gave me headbutts. Come on. I think that new cat loved me. That new cat gave me headbutts. Come on.
I was gonna put another bridge in here, like a little change up to the melody, but Honestly, how much longer do I need to delay the Pup Pups album? It's time to just put it out, you know? So I left it as it is.
I think that new cat love me, that new cat gave me headbutts, come on. I think that
That weird ending I was talking about.
cat gave me headbutts, come on. Wow, 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 wow. Oh yeah, shit.
Oh yeah, there comes the deep voice again. I guess that's a cat thing now. I really upped my organ game when it comes to this album. Adding organs to all these songs.
Oh yeah, shit.
I don't know that I really had that many organs on David Rosen songs.
I woke up this morning.
Alright, this is the Phoenix song, just called Phoenix.
I'm trapped and there ain't nothing I can do.
I'm sure you can all relate to a cat who
He ate me whole
acts like you haven't fed them, even though their food bowl is basically half full.
Getting out anytime soon.
That's what this one's about.
I should've listened when he told me that he wanted to be fed, but I was lazy and just lay there in my bed.
This album is mostly all upbeat, high energy, but there had to be at least one ballad.
The 999.
Poor Phoenix wasn't getting fed, so you know, this is the one that has to be about it.
I woke up this morning in Phoenix. I'm trapped and there ain't nothing I can do. He ate me whole.
Part of me wondered whether I should include this on the album, not because of the subject matter, but just because it's so dumb, and like, I didn't know if it would be too inside of a joke for, you know, anybody to like. But I mean, really, who
I
cares?
was lazy and just lay there in my bed.
Sing about Phoenix, that's really all that matters.
But the truth is it ain't fair that he ate me to death, because his food bowl still has a whole bunch of food left.
I'm also not a very good singer,
Up this
or
morning
piano player,
in Phoenix.
or guitar player. So, you know, this song
Nothing I can
really rests on me being good at all three of those things. So.
hold, because
I think it came out pretty
love
good.
his food bowl. Don't think that I'll be getting out anytime soon. I woke up this morning in Phoenix. I'm trapped and there ain't nothing.
Thankfully, no more ballads after this.
He ate me whole.
Phoenix was our first cat, by the way, who I inherited from my best friend Q.
Getting out
Left him
anytime
at my
soon.
house. So, if it wasn't for Phoenix, I probably wouldn't have ended up with Lily, and then I wouldn't have ended up with Sadie, and then the others, and there would be no Pup Pups. So, anyway, this is Wet Dog.
Wet dog running around you. Wet dog.
This is another one that I kept hidden from Gina for many, many, many years. This one I actually did record probably like in the middle of that long break, like probably 2010, 2011.
Summer's hot, the water's cool.
My parents, they used to have this house with this big backyard and a big pool, and we'd bring Harvey and Sadie over there, and their 5 dogs, and just it was nonstop barking and craziness and swimming in the pool. And this is all about that.
Wet dog, you crazy little hound. You're a wet dog.
I was thinking about hiring some female singers to do like background, like soul backing vocals, you know, like that kind of stuff. But I decided against it.
Everyone is partying and doing it right. We're all barking and playing, but ain't nobody gonna bang. Wet dog.
This voice I'm doing in this song, if you were at my house, you'd hear me singing like this, like pretty much constantly every day, just singing to the pets in this voice. I don't know how my throat like holds up. That little riff is ridiculous.
Now we're getting hot
based on truth, guys. What those crazy dogs do.
You crazy little hound, you're a wet dog with a smile on your face, running around.
This song does rock, and those days at the pool were so much fun, so it's good to capture that in song form.
You crazy little hound, you're a wet dog with a smile on your face, running.
Gotta end on the riff one more time. Here it comes. So coming up is Big Dog 2, which was one of the last songs I made for the album. So this song was originally supposed to sound a lot like Huey Lewis and the News, It's Hip to Be Square, but once I started actually recording, it kind of morphed into basically a garage rock song, but there's still some funkiness to it.
Big old heart. Mama says I see.
Harvey's doing great, but he has had heart failure now for 8 years, and we give him lots and lots and lots of medications, and he gets checkups twice a year, and it hasn't progressed, so thankfully he's still with us.
You say I look like I'm little, and that might be
For any little dog like Harvey who thinks he's a big dog.
dog too.
Such a little butt kicker.
I can be a
The
big
chorus has some of that funky bass, but otherwise it's basically a rock song.
I can be a big dog too. Gotta show him who I am. You think I can't, but Daddy says I can.
Yeah. Tell him, Harvey.
Think that I'm just small, but you should see me when I'm playing with my tennis ball. Well, you think that I'm little, but I gotta be bark. My mama says
Yeah, this whole bridge here, just the energy. Cool.
I look like I'm little, and that
You gotta match Harvey's energy, you know?
I ain't scared of nothing, man. I could be a big dog too. I can be a big
I have one or two more Harvey songs up my sleeve that may eventually get recorded at some point, but
be a big dog.
for now, the 3 that ended up on the album, well, actually 4 if we count one of the OG Pup Pups songs that's coming up in a little bit. You know, he gets his due.
Be a big dog too.
Love that boy. He's still napping. So, the other latest song that was recorded before I decided it's finally time to release this album is Slip and Splat.
I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and
This
splat.
song is so ridiculous.
I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat.
Like I said, Millie drives us nuts constantly. And one of the things that she does is running and jumping on the upstairs railing 2 floors up.
Cat don't fall from way up high. Hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat.
And there's nothing we could do about it at this point. We've tried everything.
Slip and splat.
Short of building an entire wall to block her, there's just nothing we could do to stop her. And I really hope she never slips and falls, but there's nothing we could do at this point. So instead I wrote a song about it.
I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat. I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip
So
and splat.
bad.
I hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat.
I actually have 3 more verses that I might turn into an extended version at one point.
Way up high, hope the cat don't fall, hope the cat don't slip and splat.
But it's still basically the same thing over and over, which is how that kind of punk song should be. So now we're getting into what's essentially either bonus tracks or songs recorded a million years ago. This one was, I'm guessing, 2008, when Harvey was 1 year old. All about his beautiful little face, his big eyes.
He's a little boy, he like playing with daddy. Every little day, tear away.
I don't know what I'm doing.
To go and he kisses mama.
this, how proud I was of it. And basically, like, right after I recorded this is when my career composing for films and all that, like, actually started to take off. And so it's kind of no wonder I didn't record more Pup Pup songs, because I was very busy doing that. You know, all my music time was working on real music, quote unquote. But I still was so proud of this. Plus, it's about my little boy. Yeah, this was the last Pup Pup song for years, basically.
Everything is always playing with
In the last 10 years, if I pick up a guitar, most likely I'm playing this. And I basically still can't get through the whole song without messing up. The guitar solo is actually not bad. I don't do a lot of guitar solos on this album because, like I said, I'm not a great guitar player. But it fit really well here. Asked me to play that again. I had no clue. I figured it out in the moment, and I have no idea what even strings I'm playing.
Sadie covered in blankets.
And then Covered in Blankets is the first official Pup Pup song. So of course I had to include it. And then we did do this pre-order bonus where everybody who pre-ordered this album got their pet's name in a special bonus song, which is a 13-minute live acoustic unplugged rendition of Covered in Blankets where their pet's name was included. I'm not going to play that on the commentary track because it's 13 minutes long and there's not much for me to say during it. So I'll just talk about Covered in Blankets here. It's a ridiculous song about covering your pet in blankets. They love when you do that. I knew from the day I recorded this that if I ever actually made a Pup Pups album, I would do that pre-order thing and get everybody's pre-orders to get their song, their pet's name on the song. I didn't know that it would actually work out though, and I ended up having 30-something verses on there. Ridiculous. Another guitar solo. I guess I was in a guitar solo mood in 2008. This is the last thing I recorded for the album here.
Charlie, 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 and baby.
I had the idea for years to do a doo-wop song for my parents and their dog Charlie, but then I was like, I might as well make it about all their pets, because they do have a lot of dogs. And my dad was like, where's Charlie's song? And so I was like, all right, fine. And so I decided to surprise him and actually get this song done in time for the album. I recorded this in an afternoon, actually, on my podcast mic in between editing episodes. Just a nice, quick little bonus song for the Rosen Dogs I threw in there.
My name's Harvey.
And then this, The Hungry Pups, is the official first Pup Pup song. And I even, in the file name, like I named it The Pup Pups, The Hungry Pups.
Don't think we've had water in weeks.
And this is back when I was still doing a lot of comedy rap stuff. I don't know if I was thinking it would be a solo song. I don't know what made me think to record this. But it was definitely about the ridiculousness of these pets acting like I don't feed them and take great care of them. Like the audacity of them.
Mommy and Daddy gonna give you food.
Because we're the best pet owners in the world. I mean, come on. And it was an excuse to do all their voices on the song. Gina hates that I included this because of the implications that we don't feed them. It's just not true. They're liars, those little pets.
Harvey, you in the kennel right now, and now you're wondering how you're gonna get your little tummy filled. Sadie, I bet you made the water spill. Lily is probably so high, she's got a bad case of munchies, and Phoenix is crying like a about those little
Censor that because I've grown as an artist and can't use bad language anymore.
Someone, you gotta feed us, please. My name's Harvey.
So yeah, this is going back to when I was in my 20s when I made this song.
Don't think we've had water.
But the next track, even earlier, because the next track is pre-Harvey, and the idea of the Pup Pups didn't exist yet. I had to include it for Uncle Rubs because Uncle Rubs loved this, and most importantly, Sadie Pup loved this. These are two techno songs that I made for Sadie when she was a little puppy. I don't even remember, was Gina around yet? Probably, but these are two songs, Sadie Pup and Kick That Butt, and I decided to combine them into one for the album. They're very, very bad, but I had to include them because, they're part of the history of the Pup Pups. Sadie would go absolutely nuts when I play this. Just running and growling and grabbing toys and shaking them and jumping all over the place. Of course I had to include it on the album. She's just the best.
Kick that butt, kick that butt.
Now time for some more butt kicking.
Kick that butt. Kick that butt. Kick that butt. Kick that butt.
As somebody who, since this point, I mean, I made these in probably 2006, I want to say, 2006 or 7. And, since then, I've started putting out these albums of instrumental electronica music under my name, David Rosen. And, these aren't that far off from what I'm doing, but the music that I put out under my name is just so much better than this. This is so amateurish, and the fact that I'm actually releasing this is just ridiculous. But it's for Sadie Pup, so it's okay. And that's it, because then we just get this bonus track, the extended Covered in Blankets. All right, Harvey, let's see if we can do this.
Leo covered in blankets.
I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's 13 minutes, and I really don't know what the hell I would say for 13 minutes. But just so you can get the idea, I'd play a minute of it.
Covered in blankets every day.
I basically put all the names in the order of the pre-orders. So no favoritism going on here.
Princess covered in blanket. Princess covered in blanket.
I will say it took me about 6 tries, maybe more like 10 tries, to like really get going. And then I might have cheated a little bit and patched in once or twice throughout the song. But for the most part, I recorded almost the whole thing straight through. Once I got those first 10 tries and yelling and screaming as I'd mess up, or my screensaver would come on, or my phone would vibrate.
Hey, hey, Hazel covered in blanket. Hazel covered in blanket. Oh yeah, Hazel covered in blanket.
And really, thanks everybody who did put in a pre-order. I appreciate it. This album seriously has sold more in the pre-order phase than any of my David Rosen albums ever did. So that's ridiculous, but at the same time, I really do appreciate it, and it's awesome. So yeah, thank you so much. I think that's enough of the extended Covered in Blankets. Let's fade that out.
Every day.
So, like I said, that is the rest of the album. I do have some more Pup Pup stuff that may or may not be on the way. Definitely on the way is Itzara Milimushi. That is coming as a single that I'll put out like a month or two after the album drops. But after that, we'll see. I have at least 4 or 5 more songs that I wanted to record. And then, Millie, Neo, Trudy, they're going to continue to inspire songs. Harvey's still around. He's still kicking. He's 15 and a half. He's had heart issues for 8 years now, but we get his checkups every 6 months, and he's doing good. He's hanging in there, and he's kicking butt. So maybe there'll be some more Harvey songs. There's another Sadie song, but I don't know if I'm still going to record that. Who knows? Maybe one of our future pets will do a cover of Sadie's other song that she never recorded. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do have a title in mind for another Pup Pups album. And like I said, I got these other songs, so maybe there will be more Pup Pups on the way. But the important thing is after 15 years... Oh, Harvey's up. He's ready for snacks. The important thing is that after 15 years of this thing being on the back burner, it is here. It is available, and it is a real album. You just heard it. And if you want to buy the limited edition CD, it is available at Bandcamp. You can go to thepuppups.bandcamp.com. You could also go to my website, bydavidrosen.com. And it's also available here in Las Vegas at Wax Trax Records, where you will see me and Charlie-O, for that matter. Charlie will probably be there if you come in, and you can get the CD. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy the album. Stream it. If you know any places that are, big on comedy music, novelty songs, all that kind of stuff, maybe send it their way. Tell them to do a little feature on it or add it to a playlist or, share it or whatever. Get these songs heard. We've got some music videos on the way for some of these songs, and we'll, see what else happens with the Pup Pups. For now, though, I got to get back to my regular music. I've got a new soundtrack album coming out in October. I've got a exclusive soundtrack album hitting the Patreon in the next week or two, and I've got a lot of new David Rosen music coming out in 2024. I'll be announcing that soon, but so much more on the way. But I had to take this break to finally put out the Pup Pups Who Wants Din Din. So I hope you enjoyed the album. Hope you enjoyed this commentary. Thanks for listening. Keep listening to Piecing It Together and everything else that I do. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, where actually, now that I think about it, I already posted one bonus song, a track called The Lily Bear, that when I was putting together all of the, the stuff for the album, I completely forgot I ever recorded it. It was like this little silly bonus song when I had no intention of making a song about the Lily Bear, but ended up eventually making Muffin Maker. But it's a thing, and it's on the Patreon as an exclusive, so don't forget to check that out. But like I said, there's probably more on the way. But thank you again. This has been fun going over the album and talking a little bit about it, and hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again soon. All right, so I hope you enjoyed listening to that commentary track about the Pup Pups debut album, Who Wants Din Din. We'll see if it ends up being just the debut or if there's more on the way. Who knows? But, I have all these other Pup Pup songs in mind, so maybe we'll get another one in the next 15 years. We'll see. But, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed Piecing It Together, make sure you're subscribed for all the regular episodes. Plus, we got, like I said at the top of the show, we got a bunch of special episodes on the way, too. Make sure you check out the Pup Pups on all the streaming services. Add a song if you've got a playlist of funny songs or songs about pets or just songs you love to play around the house while you're cleaning and doing whatever the hell that you do. Make sure you're adding these songs to your playlist. That way everybody will check them out, anyone who listens to your playlist. I'm rambling about Spotify. Spotify is the enemy. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, you could also buy the limited edition CD over on Bandcamp, and I do appreciate that. We have a really cool digipack that it comes in with some great artwork, and we've got some music videos on the way, and we'll see what else comes out from the Pup Pups. But other than that, stay tuned for more Piecing It Together coming up. Let's play this out with a piece of music like I always do. And this being a Pup Pups commentary track, why not play it out with an unreleased song from the Pup Pups. This is a song called The Lily Bear, and I don't plan on like releasing this officially. It is on the Patreon, but we might as well just play it here. If you've listened this far, you deserve to hear it, even though this song is ridiculous and was recorded before there was ever the song Muffin Maker in my mind. I just joking around was like, sorry, Lily Bear, I didn't write a song about you, and that's this song. So then I ended up writing the song Muffin Maker, and it ended up being like the best song on the album. Who knows? But anyway, this is the Lily Bear. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
Write a song about the lily bear. I'm really sorry about that lily bear. You're not too mad about it, Lily Bear. You know I love you, Lily Bear.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.